in listen-only mode.
Welcome to the New South Wales Aboriginal Land Council Election Candidate Information Seminar for the election to be held on Saturday, 31st of October 2015. The webinar taskbar is currently on screen. If you wish to view this presentation in full screen mode, click on the third icon down on the left-hand side. There are other icons as well to help you during this presentation. My name is Greg Copson and I'm an employee of the New South Wales Electoral Commission in Sydney, and I'll be presenting this seminar. Before I start, I'd like to say that the New South Wales Electoral Commission acknowledges the traditional owners of Australia and their continuing connection to the land, sea and community. We pay our respect to the elders and Aboriginal both past and present. The topics for today's webinar: the election timetable, nomination forms and materials, the regions, nominations, the lodgement of a nomination form, the withdrawal of a nomination, postal voting, polling places, scrutineers, method of voting, counting. The overview: this candidate information seminar is designed to inform and assist candidates for the Aboriginal Land Council election. If you have any further queries throughout the election, please do not hesitate to contact the New South Wales Electoral Commission, which is located at level 25, 201 Kent Street, Sydney. You can telephone the New South Wales Electoral Commission on 1300 135 736 or visit the New South Wales Electoral Commission website for further information concerning the election. The Electoral Commission website is www.elections.nsw.gov.au. The election timetable. The rolls for these elections have closed. Under legislation, they've closed at noon Monday, the 10th of August 2015. Nominations were invited from Tuesday, the 8th of September 2015. Nominations close 12 noon on Tuesday, the 6th of October 2015. Any elector who is unable to attend a polling place on election day may apply for a postal vote, and postal vote applications must be received by the returning officer by 5 p.m. on Friday, the 23rd of October 2015. Election day is Saturday, the 31st of October 2015. Polling places are open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on election day. Any elector who postal votes must complete their ballot paper and return it so it has been received by the returning officer by 6 p.m. on election day, Saturday, the 31st of October 2015. Nomination forms and other candidate material are available from the New South Wales Electoral Commission website. These include the Candidate and Scrutineer Guide, the Candidate Nomination Form, ALC 201, the Statutory Declaration Form, which must be completed and lodged as part of the nomination form, ALC 201A, the Nomination Deposit Refund Form, ALC 201B, and the Appointment of Scrutineer Form, ALC 213. The state of New South Wales is divided into 9 regions for these elections, and the New South Wales Electoral Commission will elect 1 councillor from each region. Nominations. To be a candidate, a person must be on the certified roll for the region they wish to be a candidate. The candidate must be nominated by at least 6 people who are also on the certified roll for the region in which the candidate is nominating. So the candidate and the 6 nominators must all come from the same region. A person can only nominate one candidate for the election, so a nominator can only nominate one person as a candidate for the election. A candidate's surname on the ballot paper will appear as it is on the electoral roll. However, an alternative form of the candidate's given name may appear on the ballot paper, and that may be either an initial standing for your given name, a commonly accepted variation of your given name, for example, Bill for William or Sue for Susan, or a commonly used other name which the candidate is well known by, for example, Curly or Bluey, if the returning officer is satisfied that that is a commonly used name by the candidate. The lodgement of nominations. The following nomination forms must be completed and lodged with the returning officer at the New South Wales Electoral Commission head office in Kent Street, Sydney, no later than 12 noon on Tuesday the 6th of October 2015. The candidate must lodge the nomination form, which is an ALC 201, which is signed by the candidate consenting to the nomination and also signed by at least 6 nominators. The statutory declaration form, ALC 201A, is required to be lodged at the same time as the nomination form. If the statutory declaration form is not lodged, then the nomination will not be accepted. A $50 nomination deposit in the form of cash, money order or bank cheque must also accompany the nomination and be received by the returning officer by 12 noon on Tuesday the 6th of October. Candidates should also lodge the following form to ensure the deposit can be refunded following the election where eligible, and that is the nomination deposit refund form, which is an ALC 201B. Withdrawal of a nomination. A candidate can withdraw their nomination before 12 noon on Tuesday the 6th of October 2015. That notice of withdrawal must be in writing, signed by the candidate and received by the returning officer. A nomination cannot be withdrawn after the close of nominations. If at 12 noon on Tuesday the 6th of October 2015 only one candidate has nominated for a region, then that candidate will be declared elected unopposed by the returning officer for that region. Postal voting is available for voters that are not able to attend a polling place on election day. Postal vote application forms are available from the New South Wales Electoral Commission website. The completed postal vote application form must be received by the returning officer by 5 p.m. on Friday the 23rd of October 2015. Postal votes received by the returning officer by 6 p.m. on election day will be opened and counted at the New South Wales Electoral Commission, and the details of those votes from the ballot papers will then be transmitted to the regional electoral officer for inclusion in the count. Scrutineers who wish to attend the New South Wales Electoral Commission head office at 6 p.m. on election day to witness the initial count of the postal ballot papers should contact the New South Wales Electoral Commission prior to that time on 1300 135 736. On election day, Saturday the 31st of October 2015, polling places will be open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. A voter can only vote within the region they are enrolled in. It should be noted in certain regions, the New South Wales Electoral Commission will have mobile polling places operating for the convenience of electors. It is important to note, however, that the mobile polling places will only be operational for the hours as indicated. The details of polling places and mobile polling places are available on the New South Wales Electoral Commission website. Polling places are subject to change, and please check the website closer to election day for any changes. Scrutineers are appointed by candidates to observe all electoral procedures on behalf of the candidate. The scrutineer must hand the completed form to the polling place manager or the election official prior to commencing duty. Scrutineers may act on the candidate's behalf at the taking of votes at each polling place, the place where postal vote ballot papers will be counted, i.e. the New South Wales Electoral Commission head office, and when votes are being counted in the 9 regional offices on the Sunday and Monday after election day. Each candidate is entitled to have one scrutineer at each of the above locations. The method of voting in this election is optional preferential. A voter is required to put the number 1 in the box next to the candidate who is their first choice. The voter may, if they wish, place the number 2 in the square opposite name of their next choice candidate and continue on numbering as few or as many squares after their first choice candidate as they wish. The instructions for voting will be printed on the ballot papers. The instructions direct electors to use numbers. However, a tick or a cross are treated as formal votes in certain circumstances. It is important to note that any candidate who wants to hand out how to vote material should only instruct the voter to use numbers. Ticks and crosses are savings provisions in the legislation only. Following are some sample ballot papers giving a demonstration of formal ballot papers. In this first sample, the elector has voted 1 for John Smith. That is a formal vote. In the second sample, the elector has placed a tick next to John Smith. That is a formal vote. In the third sample, the elector has placed a cross next to Les Woods. That is a formal vote. The fourth ballot paper, the voter has voted 1, 2, 3. That is a formal vote. You are not required to number every square on the ballot paper. Other samples of both formal and informal ballot papers can be found in the Candidate and Scrutineer Guide ALC 200 available on the New South Wales Electoral Commission website. The counting of votes. To be elected, a candidate requires an absolute majority, which is 50% plus 1 of the formal votes in the count. When a candidate gains more than half the total formal votes at any stage of the count, the candidate will be declared elected. Where no candidate receives an absolute majority after the completion of the first preference count, a distribution of preferences will be conducted to determine the elected candidate. The count timetable is listed. From 6 p.m. on election day, Saturday the 31st of October, in the polling places, all ballot papers will be counted to first preference, and at the New South Wales Electoral Commission, all postal ballot papers received will also be counted to first preference. From 9 a.m. on Sunday the 1st of November, in each of the 9 regional electoral offices, all ballot papers, all polling place ballot papers and postal ballot papers will undergo a check count. And from 9 a.m. on Monday the 2nd of November, in each of the 9 regional electoral offices, a distribution of preferences will be conducted if necessary to determine the elected candidate in each region. The results will appear on the New South Wales Electoral Commission website progressively from 6 p.m. election night onwards, Sunday and Monday after election day. If a candidate requests a recount, that request for a recount must be in writing, must be signed by the candidate and set out the reasons for the request, and be lodged with the returning officer in Sydney and the regional electoral officer in the region within 24 hours of the declaration of the result of the count. If a request for a recount is made under the legislation, the returning officer may request the regional electoral officer to scrutinise and recount the ballot papers. If you have any further queries concerning the Aboriginal Land Council election, please do not hesitate to contact the New South Wales Electoral Commission on 1300 135 736 or visit the website www.elections.nsw.gov.au. I would encourage all candidates to read the Candidate and Scrutineer Guide ALC 200, which has more detailed information on the election. A link to a short survey is located at the end of this seminar or webinar. Please take the time to record your experience today to help us to continue to improve the information the New South Wales Electoral Commission provides to candidates in preparation for elections. Thank you for listening to this seminar.